So let's say we figure out, we notice that there are some problems with our perimeter, whatever it is. I don't even know what the cause is, and I'm not gonna bother with it, but more importantly is how do we fix it, all right? So let's identify exactly what the problem is. So first thing we notice is that the eye seems to change its shape, especially vertically, as you go into different key points. Now, I remember that when I set those key points, I only tapped on the number key, which shouldn't change the size, it only move the position. So there is the first, that's the thing that I need to identify. But in what sense the size changes? Now, it's more obvious when I go to the corner. You see right here, when I'm moving from corner to corner, it goes from wide to narrow and wide again. So that means that the corners, the iris is bigger. For some reason the deformer is bigger. So I can just click, if I click and drag, it cannot pinpoint which perimeter or which key point is having a trouble. Instead, I would try to right click. All right, I'll right click the center top and top left, center top and top left, back and forth, and I can see that the red frame is expanding as it moves over. So now I confirm that it seems like the corners have bigger frame than the side, center of the side. Now what about the middle part? So let's check. Click middle, right click left, right click middle, right click left. Now I'm also noticing there's some size differences. So somewhere in the, I don't know what happened, but seems like all the sizes are expanding as I progressed. So what we have to do now is to retry and reset everything. So I don't want to go to each point and try to rescale it down, because I don't know how to rescale it to make it precisely to the size that it was originally at. So instead of doing that, let me see what method do we have. We can, the easiest way is to clean it out and reset it. I remember there's a tool for it. There's a tool that could reset the default object. Where is it? I think I've seen it somewhere. Revert to original shape, maintain area. Let's give it a try. I think it might not work because I don't know if this only applied drawable object. Currently we have trouble with the deformer, but let's give it a try, right? And it doesn't seem working. Try the other one. Object, revert shape to original. Yeah, it doesn't work. So instead of that, we will have to, all we have to do is pick a point to unify them, all right, or to reset them. I want to reset to the center point. Or is the center wrong? Hold on a second. Is the center wrong? Is that why? Let me compare the left eye and the right eye to, and I'll take out the eyelash. Does it not look like my iris is too small to begin with? I might have changed the size without noticing it, because I seem to notice that, yes, so this iris, it seems to be smaller for some reason. So let's try to select, click on the iris, and maybe I've accidentally moved it or something. You don't know, because these things happens. But let's try to select the object and revert to original shape. Okay, now you see there's a change in shape already. Let's try to original texture size. Okay, that's even better. So I use this tool, revert to original texture size. Now this problem still persists. The left and right up and down the corners seems to be expanding my iris right there. The thing is, it seems like it's now better in balance with the right side, I think. So it seems higher than usual. So let's go to the deformer. I'm gonna sit back and have a look. Does it not seem parallel, identical? We'll go into edit, texture edit, and see if it. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and use a guide image, because if we import as PSD, we don't get no guide image, right? I don't think we do. Yeah, we don't. So let's go ahead and throw in a guide image. So if you have your original layer, I think this is the one. Okay, so the original PNG file. All right. What I'm going to do is I drag and drop into Live2D, and I'll use it as a guide image instead. Guide image. I hope the size is correct. And that is too bad because it is assigned to a certain deformer, but I shouldn't be. Let's select the right. Let's undo that and select the guide image layer and do that again. And let's try to. Oh, never mind. It's originally in a small size. So unfortunately, I resized my guide image. So now it's not in. Doesn't matter. I guess we can size it up, and at least if we match the left eye, the right eye should tell us where it's supposed to be. So guide image. As you can see right now, I have a transparent image. Oops. And I'll scale it up. Move center the nose. And I'll scale it up. Something's off. Let's try to scale it up. Is it too big? Actually, I'm already seeing that the left and right eye originally aren't on the same size. You see that? I think I'm making. So I guess from the start, the source image, left and right eye aren't the same size. So that's about matching the right eye right there. So the right eye is matched, the left eye is also matched, and you can see there, like the guide image and my texture seems to appear to have same size, matching on both sides, which means that yes, the original source file, the left eye and right eye weren't in the same size. But anyhow, that's fine. Let's move on with it. I'm gonna turn off the guide image along with the lock, locking it, and at least we know now the eye is in the right size. Now we gotta do is fixing the deformer, and so let's select the object. And let's go to deformer, iris deformer, there you go. And what do I want to do is I will delete all the points. I want to reset my stuff now that things are activated or active. Excuse me. And now I have to delete all the points except for the middle point. Okay, now that's X and there's Y. Remember, right click on the point to delete key points. Now I've left only a center point. Now if I move anywhere beyond the center point, it will appear as nothing because Live2D does not know what it's supposed to show without the points. So let's open it up again and set it back up. And magically, by this way, we should have reset everything. Yes. You see, no effect at all. So let's do that again. This object, let's tap 15 or 12 to the left and 12 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I do it right? Now, I already see there's a problem. This eye is appearing, it's breaking beyond the boundary of the iframe. But let's do it step by step. Now let's create the synthesize the corners. Where is it? Parameter synthesize corners. And eyeball X and eyeball Y. All object and deformers, no problem. Let's do it. Now let's try. So we got the eyes moving. No, yes. And we just got to do the same to the left side, except we don't have deformers yet. Can I replace the deformer? I can copy. I can duplicate the. I don't know if I want to teach. I don't want to bring that up now. Actually, I'll just do it anyway. So let's have. We already have the right eye deformer set up. Now we need to do to the left side. So theoretically, I have to go create deformer and put everything in and link everything up, right? And set up points again. Now there's a quicker way to do it. We can Control C, Control V, and as you can see, I've duplicated the deformer along with the child objects. And why is it transparent? Because the guide image. Oh, okay. Bad. I'm gonna backstep, and backstep. All right. So before I duplicate it, I want to make sure this guide image right here. It's not a child object. I don't know how. Oh God. Okay. So I got that out. Yes. Double check. Reference plane, perfect. So now why is it already, okay, turn it off. So I'll select the deformer. I'll Control C, Control V. Now I'll duplicate the deformer along with all the child objects. That's a lot of stuff that I don't need. I can, but I don't. Because I want to use the iris of this side. Yes, this is how you reflect, do the left eye and reflect it to the right side and you duplicate it to the right eye. This is a common question that I come across a lot, is that people ask me, can I just do the left eye and reflect it over? And the short answer is yes, okay? So, but instead of that, in case your left and right eye aren't the same, I gotta do this in a way that's assuming that the left, I want to keep using this part, but only using this deformer. Okay, so what I gotta do is I gotta pull it over. Oops. I got to pull this over. Don't worry about the object at the back. Or actually, I'm just gonna leave it here first. And I do not need the objects on this side. So I'm going to okay, this is what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this I don't need, this I don't need, and this one I don't need. These are the ones gotta go. So I'm going to select and delete. Now I still have my deformer right here. I just need a deformer because it already has the parameters, right? So let's have the deformer. Oops. Deformer and continue to move it over to this side. I'm just gonna resize it a little bit, make sure it covers the whole eye. I'm gonna control and pull. Oh, that's a very bad idea. Let me Let me just redo that real quick. Redo, redo. Do I have the multiple and redo? Okay, so let's backtrack it. All right, now we have duplicated the deformer. I'm going to Control click. Oh my god, my throat. And move it over. Does it affect this side? It still does. You see, a problem here is that when I move this deformer to this side, if I transport it over, I'm only transporting the one in the middle. But these 9 points haven't been done yet. Is there a way to move this along with all the points and just translate the whole thing over? I think I can. Let me think. Okay, maybe I'll just create a new deformer to control that. It's simple as that, right? I can select this deformer and I'll name it. This is supposed to call the wait, actually I'm gonna name this to L. Now I want to make sure deformer L, the one I just duplicated, whether it is the one with the drawable object that I will keep, or it's the one with the drawable object that I will delete. Okay, but I'm gonna ignore them now. I turn off a set, but I'm sure both sets still exist on here. So let's move on with that. I'm going to create a deformer. This is called the transporter. Hi. And let's enlarge it. Oops. Too big, so I'll size it down like that. Now this transformer right here will transfer everything over there. Okay? I think I can do that by having the L deformer. Let's reset it to reference plane. L deformer, and your parent object is the transporter I. Now I transporter is now the parent object, and I'll move it, oops, without any perimeters on, I'll move it over here. And I do not see any objects. Is it correct? Yes. So the iris deformer L, it's currently over here. And I'm just gonna move it a little bit more. The problem is I cannot see the object that comes around with the overall the L deformer. All right, so what I need to do is to get the drawing order to move them up so that they're on top of the stuff. I can do that by selecting the objects and then sliding these bars. These are the bars that represent which draw order it is on. So now we can see the one that we clone over is on top of the original one. And I just need to align the position, although they're not in the same size. And I cannot see well, but this is the estimate, but I cannot see well. I want to see through the whole thing so I can make it half transparent, and I can see the one at the back. I can do that by selecting the parent deformer. And deformers, although it doesn't have any image or texture, there's an opacity option, and this what it does, it changes all the opacity of the child's object. So I turn it down a little bit. Now you can see the one that I cloned over is half transparent. I'm measuring by the center black dot whether it is in sync or not. I'm trying to match the position, and I say that's about right. And now that I have confirmed this location is correct for the deformer that I cloned over, now I just need to delete all the stuff that I don't need. First, I don't need the drawable objects that I cloned over because they belong to this side. So I select them and I delete them. Second thing is I don't no longer need the transported eye deformer because all it does is transport us over without moving the perimeters. The problem is that if I delete this parent deformer, all its child would delete too. There's a way to delete. Yeah, there's a way to delete just deformer but not move its objects. So I want to delete deformer and pass on its parameters to the child component. Okay. You know what? That was the first time I ever done this. So I see that. There you go. So I have the deformer transferred over and applied its movements correctly. Yeah, you see that? So what's left is to have these stuff applied to as a child to this deformer. So let's go to the stuff right here. I think it includes iris, eye highlight, and eye highlight 2, and I'll have everything applied, registered as the object of iris deformer L. And there you go. I have had this objects inherited the parameters that I set over here. What I did was creating a new deformer because I cannot move just deformer, otherwise I have to move it 9 times. If I move them 9 times individually, I might as well do them all over because all the parameters are all messed up already. They don't move in sync. I have to sync them up and that's a lot of work. So the cloning method wouldn't be much easier than making a new one. Instead, I just have to create a new deformer, transport it over, and throw it out without deleting the objects. All right, so that's one way. It's not really, it's a little bit counterintuitive, but it's sort of demonstrate all those tools that are hidden in Live2D, and there are still a lot more I haven't mentioned, but we'll get there. Okay, so there you go. And what do we have to do next? I want to double check if the new deformer is really big enough to contain all the inner objects. So I feel like the iris is a little bit out of boundary, which again I just need to if I change the size like this, would it also apply to, okay, this one. All right, so there you go. The same problem is that if I change size for one key position or key what is it called, key points, it doesn't apply to all the key points. So same method, have a create a new deformer, and yes, and then move it here, expand the size, or expand. Actually, what if I hold Control and do that? What is the effect? Okay, yes it does. Okay, never mind. Alright, so let's go back to the new deformer right here, and I'm not gonna bother changing name or whatever. I'm just gonna have it like that. Oh wait, if I change the size through this method, then I would, if I change the size to this method, then I would also change the size of a child's object. So this method wouldn't do. How could I change the size of just deformer without moving anything? I think I don't have a clue for it. Unless I create a new one. maybe this is as far as my hacking techniques can go. Currently the problem is that this iris object seems to be too big for the container, for the deformer to contain. Again, I can still work with it, I can finish project with it, it's just that it's a bad practice because it requires more rendering power. It also may cause slight distortion somewhere out there. I mean, maybe if someone in Unity, something look off, I don't know. But it's not good. If I resize this, I resize everything else. Maybe I would just have to go with what I have right now. Given that this deformer, although it's undersized, it is only handling positioning and doesn't handle any deformation, it has a very low chance of running the problem. You get what I mean? So let's keep it and let's try not to do the same thing in the next project, alright? Okay. And I need to have this deformer also as a child object of, wait, no. Deformer? Yeah, as the face. So I move the face, both moves, and I also need these buddies over there to follow along. Those are the, oh wait a minute. What are those? Eye white goes to iris deformer. Eye white goes to right eye deformer. Is this left eye deformer? Am I missing a deformer? Yes, I am. I'm missing the left eye deformer. So let's create that one. This is the left. Is it? Yes, left eye deformer. And I don't want to have any destination. That's the eye. And I don't want to have any parent object right now. Where is it? It's right here. Okay. So left eye deformer, the name didn't register. And let's move it over. Oops. I cannot select the red dot. Alright, there you go. Maybe slightly to this side, and this time make sure I have enough space for it. There. Okay, now we have to set all the stuff. I believe it's the eye whites. Left eye deformer. And the left eye deformer is a child of the face deformer. And the iris deformer, L, is a child of left eye deformer. Something is missing. This is okay, and eye white is a child of left eye deformer. And left eye deformer is a child of face deformer. So I move the face. Yes. And I also have to move the eyelashes. These guys. Left eye deformer. Probably all these left eye deformer. So now move the face, everything follows along. Okay, eyeballs, whole face, and we can move on to blinking, I think. If I look to the left, and look to the left. This is as far left I can go. Something seems off for this one. Other than the breaking a little bit of the boundary. Maybe I went too far with the eyeball X and eyeball Y. So so for the two deformers that control left and right, I feel like it's moving a little bit too far left and moving a little bit too far right. In these cases, I need to move them back. You know what, don't judge too soon yet. Let's have let's have the eye white clipping object. So let's first solve the problem of this eyeball poking out at the bottom. Now this is not only problem, not just when it looks down it pokes out. The other problem is that when the eye blinks and these eyelash drop, the iris do not hide itself, not yet. Now let's give it a try. Let's try to set up the eyelashes right here. So I select the upper eyelash, and now I'll set up the deformer, which is, the parameters, which is the eye blink, eye open, eye close, IL open. This is left side, right? Left side, yes. IL open. I will have 2 points for now, 3 points actually. You know what? Just start with 2 points. Start with 2 points. Yes, and point A is when it's open. This is close. No, wait. 1.0 is open. 0.00 is closed. So this side I don't have to do anything. I just need to go this side, and I need this eyelash to look closed when they're done. Now smoving them downwards is not enough. They need to be squished. But no matter how I squish them, they're still in a weird shape, which you know when the eyelash is completely, like when her eyes are closed or shut, the eyelash should go like downward curve instead of an upwards arc, right? A downward indent or a pit. So how do we do that? Do we flip this upside down like that? That would have a problem if you see the movement. So instead of doing that, we need to change its shape. First, we need to know where does it close? Where does it meet the bottom eyelash? Where is the eye supposed to close at? Now we can turn on that thing we prepared earlier. Is the other eyelash, the closed eyelash. There you go. So this is when it's supposed to have her eyes completely closed. All right. This is when her eyes are shut. That's what you should see. Nothing, no eyeball here, and it's just shut. So let's turn on the eyeball. I'm gonna lock it. Select this thing, and at point 0 it should meet this part. Now we can move it closer to it. Now there's the only problem left it's the shape. How do we change the shape? Well, we can individually move these points to change the shape of the texture, or method 2 is that we can use the soft select tool to select a bunch of vertices, or we can have the lasso tool, select a bunch and just move them, or the last tool is the pen tool. So the pen tool goes like this. It's for a few parts that need to change curves. I select the pen tool, select the object, I click on here, along with the arc of the object, the original arc, here, and there. I go along the original arc. Now control click drag these points here, control click drag, and I am changing its shape according to the arc. So about that. Maybe closer towards the center. And make sure I want to be as similar, as close, as matching as possible. Wait, what? Okay, alright. So this part. And there. So that's approximately what I want to do. Obviously, it looks kind of glitchy, but we'll fix that step by step, right? So now we can see that this eyelash moving downwards, forming into that shape that needs to be closed. The rest are just trying to reshape it properly, but that is the concept of using the pen tool. I'll stop this episode here, and I'll continue on with how to fix the eyelashes, making the eye close movement. And I'll see you guys next lesson.